Hi, I'm Gene Jacobs, Director of the Linwood Springs Research Station located in Stevens Point. Each year, hundreds of saw-whet owls are captured, banded, and released at our station. And more than 15,000 saw-whets have been banded here since we started this project back in 1988. So I invite you to come join me for an evening banding saw-whet owls. Alright, we're out by the nets, and I'm going to show you a little bit about mist nets. They're, each net is 40 feet long from one end of the pole to the other. We usually have them set about 2 feet off the ground all the way up, expanded once the net's stretched to 8 feet. And there's these deck lines, they're called. They go across from pole to pole and they create pockets in the netting so that so when the bird flies into the net, it stretches out and then it creates a pocket or bag in the net, and then they're cradled in a little pocket down here. They're not hanging suspended, they're cradled underneath. So I got Scruffy here. This is Scruffy. It weighs the same and is the same size as a saw-whet. So I'm going to give you a little demonstration of a owl flying through the air and how it reacts when it hits the net. So this will simulate the owl flying. And then he's just cradled in the net, and we just have to come up, figure out which pocket he went into, and take him out. Now the beauty of these nets is it works either way. If the bird was on the other side, flying this way, the net will stretch out this way, creating the bag over here. So these are very effective, and the Fish and Wildlife Service strictly regulates who has permission to use these nets. You can't buy any of these nets if you don't have a permit, and they require that person get a lot of experience working with mist nets before they'll issue them a permit. They'd have to be under guidance of another bander before they would let them practice. Alright, we're going to process one of the birds we caught. I'll go through this as I This is Wisconsin's smallest breeding owl, found primarily in the northern half of the state. And it weighs about a quarter of a pound, so we call it Wisconsin's quarter pounder. So the first thing I'm going to do is put a band on him. Okay, now this band fits very loosely around its leg. Not like a ring, it's more like a bracelet or anklet. So little tiger here. So put him in the tube. He likes it in there because it's dark in there and it makes him calm and relaxed. So it's a very helpful tool to use when we're doing the banding, taking the bird's weight. So I'll finish putting the band on. There we go. As you can see, fits very loosely, can spin easily. doesn't restrict any air, blood flow or anything. So now we're gonna tear out the tube. Slides right in. 101 grams. So 101. And these measurements that we're collecting allow us to sex the bird based on the measurements. And with raptors, they exhibit reverse sexual dimorphism. That's where the males are actually smaller than the females. Most birds, the males are bigger, but in raptors, the females are bigger. So using these measurements, I'm going to take a wing chord measurement. This is commonly collected by researchers when measuring the birds. And this is the chord, or wing unflattened. And it's a measurement from the bend in the wing to the tip of the feather. So we got a little stopper to stop it. 139 millimeters. And we also look for fat. Under their wing there's a, I won't be able to show it to you because it's, but I can show you where I'm collecting it from. Or not collecting, but looking. It's a bare patch of skin under their wing, and if we spread the feathers we can actually see right through their skin because their skin is ultra thin, and we can read the amount of fat using this comparison chart. This is a bird here. This is their side, and this is where the wing, kind of like a wing pit. And this is a bird with no fat, 0 for fat. And then this little narrow strip, it'd be a bird is scaled as 1 for the fat content. And it's a little thicker, 2, 3, and it progressively gets higher up to 7. And that point, it's very bulging and maxes out at 7. So most of our birds are from 2 to 4. Sometimes a 5 or 6 we'll get. This one was 101 grams, which is kind of heavy. Let's see if she's got extra fat or if she's just a bigger bird. Three. That's pretty average for us, or for her. So this one's done. Before we release the birds, we're gonna put them in the tube and put them in a dark box, and to let their eyes acclimate to the darkness. That way they'll be able to fly at full capacity around and avoid sticks and branches and brush as needed. So we're going to do that, and when we go out there we're going to only have red lights on to reduce the impact of flashlight. After the eyes get adjusted to the darkness, we don't want to put it back to accustomed to brightness because the bird's on its own. So we'll be using our red lights on our cameras, or on our flashlights. So we're ready to release. We got a few more owls since we did that recording earlier, and we got several to let go, so we'll take them out. We got our lights on red. Goes.
Let me zoom in on it just